Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, welcome to the Scale Model Outlaw. If it's your first time tuning in, we appreciate you. Hope you like what you see. And if you do, maybe leave us a comment down there in the old comment section somewhere down there somewhere. Or how about one of those big old thumbs ups? That's right, we love those big old thumbs ups. And subscribe would be nice. Doesn't cost a dime, and we appreciate them. To our returning viewers, guys and gals, we appreciate y'all so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today's video. Well, if you guys watched last Wednesday's What Did You Buy Wednesday, I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up some really good discounted kits that we were excited about. I'm sure you guys have seen them all over the interwebs. Everybody's picked up a few of them, and I was one of the ones to pick up some. But I also found this product, the Krylon Shortcuts paint, spray paint. Looks very much like the tester's can, just a different label on it. Truth be told, when I picked this can up, somebody had actually went to the model section, found the yellow in the testers, and took them one of these and left the testers up there. So sounds like they had the same idea I had. But anyway, as many of you may know, I'm not a huge Krylon Rust-Oleum, what I like to call hardware store paints, but it's mostly because of the applicator. The nozzle really lays down a lot of paint. It's designed to do that. It's meant to do that. But in my opinion, I think it lays down too much to be on for the detail. You can lose some detail. Now again, I know guys that lay it down have good luck with it. I'm talking about my personal use, the way I paint, the way I do things, or the way I screw things up. I've never had any real good luck with it. But I've always said it was because, I thought it was because of the applicator. So we're going to do some tests today. We're going to take our Tamiya White primer, and we're going to put it underneath our Krylon. Well, I'm not going to use a spoon. Spoon shots are perfect for like color layouts to see what color you got. You know how the product works. You just want to see what this color combo would be like. For instance, there's a House of Colors color, Brandywine. If you lay it down over a black base, it gives you a real dark color. It's almost black. And if you lay it over a silver base, it gives you a much brighter color. And a lot of the candies operate that way. So I can see using a spoon to see, what contrast and what colors work good together, what colors don't work together. But when it comes to an actual spray out, and I don't have any more of my little spray out bodies. I used to have some body shop type spray out bodies. If you guys ever watch, was it Spray Gunner? Not Spray Gunner. Tropical Glitz. Whenever he does a spray out, he's got those little, they kind of look like little car bodies. They're bigger than a Hot Wheel, but smaller than a regular car model. So I'm out of those. So I've elected to use an old Monogram Monte Carlo. This one happens to be a Jeff Gordon car that it got painted and then it got soaked and cleaned off, and I never finished it. So this old body's been kicking around since Moby Dick was a minnow. So we're going to hit it with the white Tester's primer, and then we're going to come back and put the yellow over it. But there's a second test. So we're going to obviously see how well that works, right? We're going to find out if the colors are good. I picked yellow on purpose. Yellow is a tough color to get coverage with, and if there's a weakness, that the yellow will find it. We're going to do exactly what it says on the cap or on the can, which is basically several coats. Let it stand, shake for 2 minutes. After ball loosens up, repeat for 10 seconds, and then spray 10 to 12 inches from the surface. Avoid runs and drips by applying several light coats at one spraying. Dries to be touch in 10 to 15 minutes. So basically, we're going to put down some coats with about 10 to 15 minutes in between. We're going to follow the directions, do exactly what it says to do, and we're going to see what happens here. But the second test that I want to do, and Jason from Klein Racing, or KRD, got my co-host on Thursday nights. He brought up a good point. We're going to soak it in purple power afterwards to see if it in fact messes up if the Krylon messes up the styrene. That was a good point, because how many of us have screwed up their paint job on with their mistakes, not the paint mistakes, their mistakes, and we got to drop it off at the purple pond. Well, we don't want to be recommending or using a paint that will destroy our kit if we try to get it back off. So those are the two tests that we're going to do. Now, obviously, this is going to take a couple days. My intention is to primer it, let that sit for about an hour in the easy bake at about 122 degrees, and then pull it out. It'll be ready for what we're doing. It'll be ready for the yellow, and then we'll do a coat of yellow, 10-15 minute break, another coat, until we either drown this thing or we get the coverage that we're looking for. Then I'm going to let it sit overnight. We'll probably put it in the easy bake oven, but maybe not. Might just let it air dry. I'm going to try to get some more information. I don't want to do anything to help it, but I don't want to do anything to hurt it either. You know what I mean? I want it to be an honest, this is what you're going to get based on doing it this way. So we're excited to make this happen for you guys, and we're going to go ahead, and now what's going to seem like that quick to you guys is actually going to be overnight. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. I will come back after we primer it and get the first coat on it, talk about that, maybe see what the first coat looks like, and then second coat it, and we'll be back for that, and we'll find out how many coats it takes, and then we'll come back after that. That'll be after that. We'll let it sit for 24 hours, and the very end of this video will be what it looks like. Today's Saturday about 4 o'clock, so we'll say tomorrow around probably 6 or 7. We'll go ahead and pull it out and see what it looks like and give it an honest review. I'm not going to hit it with any clear coat, because I know that Krylon has an issue with their own clear coat on their own paint, and 2K clear coat can go over anything. If you know how to apply 2K clear coat well, you can incorrectly, you can put it over you can put it over acrylics, you can put it over whatever, and you won't have a problem. So, and this is not a clear coat test. This is a short shots test. We want to see if these short shots work. I did go back today and pick up a couple more colors. So we're going to see how it works out, man. I look forward to it maybe helping with like interiors, chassis, that sort of thing. It's going to have to be super impressive for me to use it on a body. But that's just a personal choice. But we're going to put it on this body and see what happens. So in the meantime, you guys go ahead and watch the commercials from our awesome sponsors, Iceman Collections and ScaleFinishes.com. And by the time we get that back with the magic of editing and the magic of time and all that producer stuff that I really don't know how to do, by the time we come back, you're going to get to see the first coat. So enjoy the commercial, and we'll see you in a bit. And we're back. Always good to hear from our awesome sponsors, IcemanCollections.com and ScaleFinishes.com. For all your 3D printed needs, go check out Iceman Collections. Load up your cart. At the bottom in the discount area, put in Outlaw 10. Get you a 10% discount. And same way with ScaleFinishes.com. Load up all your paint supply needs that you need from Scale Finishes. And at the bottom, there's a discount code. Put in Outlaw 10. Get you 10%. All right, so it's only been that quick to y'all, but it's been about an hour, hour and a half, and we've got the Jeff Gordon body in primer. That is the white primer from Tamiya. It's 2 coats of white primer. Going to complain a little bit. I love Tamiya products, don't get me wrong, but I'm really getting disappointed with their white primer. And I'm not the only one. Heard a lot of people complaining about it. It seems like there's maybe a new formula. I don't pretend to know how they do things or why they do things, but it feels like it's a lot thinner. I've shook the can and I've done all that stuff. Well, I don't really like heating cans up. They're pressurized bombs if you're not careful, but it's also, not cold in here, right? I mean, we've got air conditioner or whatever, but it's not cold. And so we shook the crap out of it. It still does the job, don't get me wrong, But I think going forward, I am going to, I've got 2 cans of the Tamiya White Fine. I think I'm going to switch over to the Mr. Surfacer 1000, and I think the other one's 1500 spray primer, at least in the white. The gray primer, I still love Tamiya's gray primer. I still love all their colors, but just kind of disappointed with the white. It seems to be extra thin. And again, I've shook it and done gotten different advice and done all the stuff that I was told to do, and still not that happy with it. Mr. Surfacer Black Primer is the stuff, man. That 1500 Surfacer, Mr. Finishing Surfacer is the stuff. Love that, man. That's a great product. So just wanted to step in, let you guys know we're working on it. We've got probably another hour or so for let this primer dry, and then we're going to try our little Shortcuts yellow. I don't know, guys, what do you think? So far so good. All right, well, and it'll be a snap of a finger, but we'll be back in just a minute. And of course, all right, we are back. We have the first coat of our Krylon Shortcuts yellow over our Tamiya White primer. Okay, so that's the first coat, and we can't really judge it based on the first coat. It sprays decent, probably a little bit more than I would say a Tamiya does. It spits out a little bit more than what a Tamiya does, but certainly not near as much as the big can. We're going to give it this has probably been on there now for this first coat for about, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. We're going to give it a little bit more time. And so far, I'm not hating it, but if you look real close, and it might not show it in this camera. Now, it's first coat, but yeah, like if you look at that B pillar, you can already start seeing some orange peel in there. You see it down through there. It's not terrible. Certainly ain't like the big can, but I'm already starting to see some orange peel. And you can see it there on that C pillar as well. Not horrible. I mean, I'm just being completely honest. Again, could be the way I laid it down. I followed the instructions exactly the way they told me to, and it's not done drying yet. So we'll have to see what happens. We're going to give it another 10 or 15 minutes, and then we're going to hit it again with a second coat. The coverage is pretty good, but I think it's got to do with the volume. Again, I think it has more volume than, say, a Testors. Well, I can't speak to Testors. I can speak to Tamiya and Mr. Surfacer. I think it's throwing more volume, but it's not throwing near as much as the big cans do. So it's controllable, and I suppose you could probably work it, but let's see what happens. Again, first coat, we're going to put down another coat. I think we're only going to need 2 coats. And let's see what it does. So we'll be back in about, it'll be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, my time, but it'll be quick as a hiccup, your time. And we're back. Testing on the first phase is done. I honestly thought this was going to take 2 days, and I'm still going to put this thing up and let it dry some more for 24 hours, and then tomorrow we'll drop it in the Purple Pond and see if this stuff attacks the plastic. But I took the test a step farther, but we'll start with what we already did. Not terribly disappointed with the paint, but instant orange peel. As soon as I laid it down, instant orange peel, which is very typical for Krylon, very typical for your hardware store type paints. Not mad at it. Could you sand it out and get it smooth? Absolutely. And I plan to take some pictures, close-ups, because I don't think the camera is going to show it that well. But plan to take some pictures, and we'll put them at the end. I'll compare this yellow to a tropical glitz yellow that I shot through the airbrush. They're not the exact same color, but they're both yellow, and you'll be able to see the texture in this. If I get the camera right, you'll be able to see the texture and orange peel in this, and it's not in that. So would I use this stuff on a body? Absolutely not. I did take it a step farther and sprayed red on the other side of our test body, and to see if maybe it was the yellow, maybe, but nope, same thing. That's 2 coats. We're about, well, it's about 2.5, 3 hours since the last time you guys saw me. I know it's quick as a hiccup. We're here on the video. Thank God for editing, but it's the same thing. Instant orange peel as soon as it touched, lay down on the body. Could it be an applicator problem? This being the applicator? Could very well be. But I'm giving you my opinion based on, me following their directions and the results that I had. I love the actual color. That yellow is a very beautiful color. The red's even a cool color, but would I use it on interiors? Yeah, because in there you're supposed to have a little texture on your seats. But I certainly would not put it on a body. I think it still has some of the hardware store or the big rattle can issues that I experienced. Again, I'm talking about my experience, guys. I know there's people out there that make it work. I'm giving you my experience based on what I have, the results that I have. I honestly believe these rattle cans are super handy, super quick, and they come in multiple different colors. So for ease, they're definitely easier than using an airbrush. There's no doubt about it. Would I put them up against the testers? They're better. These are not as good as testers, no, and certainly not as good as Tamiya. Tamiya rattle cans, they lay down nice. You don't have much issues with those, or at least I don't have much issues with those. A little bit peeved at their white primer right now, but that may be a product change. Somebody told me that there's new laws about the propellant. I don't know how much of that is true, how much of that is in place now. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe I got a bad batch. I got a batch that was made on Friday when they were ready to go out and get drunk, or I got a batch that was made on Monday after they'd been out drinking their whatever they drink all weekend long. So party paint, getting ready to go to a party paint, apparently not good, and hangover paint's not any better. I don't know. Sticking with the Mr. Surfacer. But again, one more test. We're going to drop it off into Purple Pond and see if this stuff has etched itself into the plastic and to a point that you can't get it back off, because sometimes you have to. But honestly, again, my opinion, no. Testers, or if you're absolutely rattle can guy, testers or Tamiya is going to give you a better result, in my opinion. I suppose, after drying for 24 hours, maybe I get a different result, but I really don't see it. It's going to be very difficult to get rid of those, that orange peel. Like I said, I don't know if you can see it. We saw it in the A pillar, in the B pillar, C pillar. It's there, right? It's there. Same way with the red. Is it shiny? Yeah. I mean, is it a pretty color? Yeah. But you start looking see where the light, see that reflection? How it looks like a reflection in a golf ball? That's the paint, y'all. That is the paint that makes that happen. Could it be sanded out, smoothed out? Probably. But why do all that when you can get results? Here's my, I'll blow the dust off of it. But here's my dart that I work on Sundays, and that hasn't been sanded, clear coated, or nothing. Same as this, and that paint laid down just as smooth as you please. And we'll take some close-up pictures of that. You could consider me biased with the blue, because yes, that's a Scale Finishes color, and I am sponsored by Scale Finishes, but that is Tropical Glitz, and it's flawless. I mean, and I'm not a great painter, guys. I'm not. I'm no old Tom. There's a lot of guys out there, Pappy. There's a lot of guys out there that build and paint a lot better than me. So I think for the bodies, that airbrush is the way to go. I tried to be open and honest about this, and I was really hoping for the best, because it's easy, man. It's easy to grab these little cans and there you go. Where with an airbrush, sometimes you got to mix it up depending on what you're spraying, and then you got to clean the airbrush afterwards. You still got to use the booth with the rattle can, so that kind of zeroes each other out. But the airbrush, it is, the initial cost is more expensive, because you got to buy the compressor, you got to buy the airbrushes, you do have to buy thinners, and I use thinners and alcohol to keep my airbrush clean with, so it's a lot more work, but I think the extra work that you're putting in is worth the results that you get. I'm still working on my airbrush skills. Again, I'm not saying I'm the be's all that ends all. I just wanted to do this from an average type builder, talking to y'all. Interior, my recommendation, use it on interiors, do not use it on the body. Again, we'll take some pictures of it at the end of the video, try to get some close-up shots of the colors, and you can start seeing that orange peel in there, and take some pictures of the other ones that don't have that. But sorry guys, I really wanted this to work, but I wouldn't use it, not for bodies. All right, guys, well, test over. Thank you all for standing by, hanging out, enjoying, having a little fun with us, working our test. We'll put it in the purple pond tonight, pull it out tomorrow, and see if the paint has actually eaten the plastic. Probably won't make a video on that. May just take some pictures. Or if it absolutely destroys the plastic, maybe we will make a video on it and show it to y'all. But again, y'all be good. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all be good. Be kind to each other. And as always, keep on modeling.